If you have a really good keyboard player who maybe has a lot of piano experience, so is excelling on the instrument, or has just picked up percussion, has just picked up mallet percussion and done a great job with it, and you happen to have a marimba in your school already, it's always best to find a local percussionist that can give them lessons, someone who has real experience with 4 mallets. But if you are comfortable enough to teach them the basics on your own, I'll go over a few of those things now. I'll start by saying I have a synthetic 5-octave and it gets really resonant, so we have this little felt pad that will stop it from ringing too much. I'll leave that on throughout the video. Mallet Selection. These are Marimba 1 double helixes. They were recommended to me by another percussion friend. And even within this very specific category of Marimba 1 double helixes, we have soft, medium, medium hard, and so many different options. I got pretty soft ones because I need to be able to play in the low octave. These do sound a lot better than the harder ones or the denser ones. But you might like innovative percussion mallets, you might like to shop around, you might like to ask someone, really reach out to your local representative and see if they have recommendations. I'll go to some of the percussion websites at like LoneStarPercussion.com or Steve Weiss, and I'll look at what their most popular purchases are for mallets, and then I will talk to my Eckroth representative and see if they can get me that mallet, buy locally. But either way, do some shopping and find some good mallets that work for your instrument. Obviously, always yarn on marimba. There's no reason to ever play with a wooden or plastic mallet on these. So here's the correct way to do musser grip. Some people call it Stevens musser grip. I personally do not play matched grip. You might find somebody who is an advocate for that. It's just not something I'm personally comfortable with, and I really prefer the comfort of Stevens musser. So I make Spock Hands, and I place 1 mallet right here and use these 2 fingers to grab that one, and I grab this one just like a regular mallet. You can adjust this. Sometimes it's too far, sometimes it's too short. Sometimes, depending on what song you're gonna play, maybe you have a bunch of fifths and you need them to be a little shorter distance apart, the mallets, the heads of the mallet. And sometimes you are going to play in octaves and you need as much length as possible, so you really shorten up. Sometimes I'll adjust in the middle of a song by choking up on the mallet. So this is what it should look like from underneath. Remember, tension is the enemy, so if they're really grabbing and gripping and causing muscle pain for themselves, have them readjust, shake it out, try again. And now, with a lot of other instruments, you hear me say, or you hear other percussionists say, back of the hands up, but with this grip, we'll put our thumb up, and then you have a good range of motion here. If you have your back of your hand up, these sticks aren't gonna go quite the way you want them to. Thumb up means you can scissor them in and out like this. A good beginning exercise to have them start is to play thirds all the way up the instrument. And with graduated bars, these bars down here are much thicker than the bars up here. So with graduated bars, that interval is going to change slightly. So a third down here, which you wouldn't really play because that's kind of a low and muddy sound, is this far apart with your mallets. And a third up here is quite a bit closer. So the student learns to adjust that just with their little claw right here. Okay? And then another good exercise is to have them start playing fifths, playing fourths, moving back and forth. Add in a sixth, and have them bounce those intervals. The action that they should be using is with their wrist, not usually with their whole hand, but we do sometimes need to walk back and forth. It's not like piano where we sit in one spot, but we do glide. We wouldn't try to cross over feet. That would be awkward and inefficient. So we'll try to glide when we need to, or shuffle. Another good exercise is to have your student find major chords ascending. So we'll start with C major. On the video it might sound better here. And then C sharp, moving up by half steps. A little bit of a tricky shape, and then back to C. And it helps them adjust, not too major of adjustments, but they're moving from one form to the next. Sometimes I'll play a 1-4-1-5-1 pattern, so key of C major. Okay, and then they can challenge themselves, key of F. It's helpful to get them understanding where the fifths are, where any fifth intervals are, because they'll be doing a lot of either octaves or fifth work in whichever hand is accompanying the melody.